Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA. And real quick before we get started, I want to mention we got super cool new merch coming. Keep an eye out, atlamerch.com. I promise I'll announce what the drop date is. Looks more likely than it'll be somewhere around December 10th. So with that said, this is one we've been cooking up for a little while. There's a guy up in Monterey, California that's been hitting me up. When I saw what his car was, it was kind of a no-brainer that we need to shoot this thing. So I think you guys are gonna really enjoy this. Let's bring Jake in, get going on it. So you drive down from Monterey with your wife to show us this. I get a little sense of what it is, but I told you I like to learn on camera.
Right.
So why don't you kind of walk us through what you've done? I mean, obviously it's a 67 Camaro. Was it clean when you got it?
No, it wasn't. I grew up around a family building cars. My dad built hot rods. Like 12 years ago, I was like, hey dad, I've always wanted a muscle car. Would you help me out? Would you put one together for me? He's like, yeah, sure. So when I went to Afghanistan, on deployment, I would send home my money. He found this old 67 in a junkyard in Colorado, put it completely together from scratch, broke it all down, new sheet metal, everything. Just made it a good old, like, original car. He painted it this color, matte black like it is now, so it's been about 12 years now. Came back from deployment, got the car, original 350 in it,
Okay.
3-speed manual or automatic.
Okay.
Nothing performance-wise, just classic Camaro. And I was like, you know what? I really want to soup this thing up and just kind of have fun with it. And he's like, well, you can figure it out yourself. So it's kind of been on me the last few years, and with his help as well. But it's definitely been quite a journey from getting it back in 2014 after I got back from Afghanistan to moving across the country a few times, to going to LS swap, then going from LS to LT and all kinds of stuff. So with deployments in between, it's kind of taken a long time, but finally gotten to the point now where we can start to enjoy the car.
You're full-time military. You're 15 years, is it?
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah. Since you just mentioned LT, let's start here. Let's pop the hood pins. Nasty, dude.
LT5, latest and greatest. Well, it was until they came out with new ZR1, right?
I know, but it's actually cool because, as I understand, they don't make these anymore. So it's kind of a fairly tough engine to get at this point.
Yeah. So the guy I bought it from, and quote me, hopefully somebody can follow up on this. He said Chevy only made about 250 of these crate engines to sell.
Got it.
Right. So they made this engine specifically for the 2019 ZR1 Corvette.
Yeah.
I think they made 3,500 roughly ZR1s, and then they sold this engine as a crate engine for a couple of years, and they discontinued, I think, in 2021. Yeah.
So this is what, 750 horsepower?
Yeah, 755 horsepower, 715 foot-pounds torque, stock, and that's how I have it set up here, just stock.
Yeah.
This is the Chevy harness, drive-by-wire, everything. Plug and play from Chevy. I didn't want to mess with the engine too much. This thing is kind of ultimate engine as it is. I'm not trying to go in there, throw a cam or a different pulley on there and kind of.
It's already a lot of horsepower, let's be honest.
Yeah, and I can't handle it anyway, so
Come on, I mean, we have literally gotten to the point where 755 horsepower doesn't sound like a lot anymore.
Yeah, it's like, ugh.
I mean, I get it. If you have full granny assists on your car, that's a different game, but a totally raw car like this with that much horsepower, try it, it'll get away from you.
I've graduated to this horsepower. Didn't start with this, for sure. I wanted to start with a real serious chassis, like from the ground up. I spent a couple of years researching before I really dove into it.
And you did all the work yourself on this car?
Yeah, my dad and I did. It has the SpeedTech Extreme Subframe front and 4-link rear and everything. So it's full SpeedTech underneath. It's got choice speed subframe connectors. It's got the choice speed roll cage and everything in it.
Probably their mini tubs also.
Yeah, it's got mini tub, everything like that. Yeah. But when we went through that process back in 2017 and that was during a Christmas break I had, because you get 2 weeks off in the military. So I was like, hey dad, I got a little bit of money from deployment. Like, let's do something.
Let's work, let's build my car.
Let's get this performance stuff figured out.
Yeah.
He helped me put that in. And what I had done was I put an LS1 in it at the time. A buddy of mine on my team, he had one that he was building, kind of lost interest. And so I bought from him, kind of just got a book and some YouTube videos and built the motor. Everything I said, I've learned everything there is about building cars from this car. So I learned how to do that, got the engine in there, and then about 300 miles in, I had an issue. I swapped intakes, put a fast 102 intake on it, and heard a little dink, dink, dink go down into the engine. And I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
So that engine's grenaded.
Yeah.
It's done.
Punched a hole through everything. But hey, you know what? Gave me an opportunity to kind of like look for the next thing, and that's next I found was an LSA. So built up an LSA engine. It's an LS9 supercharger, had like stage 2 cam, all Texas speed heads, all, you know, really decked out engine.
Yeah.
You know, I had less than 100 miles on it. I was just test driving it around the neighborhood. I saw this thing for sale on Facebook Market. I was like, man, I have to have that engine. Convinced the wife, showed her some videos. She's like, I like the way that sounds. You know what? Do it.
I love that. Having a wife that actually gets it. Holy cow, man. That's like, I mean, most guys I know have told their wife with their $1 million build, they're like, yeah, I've got 50 grand in it. I'm sorry I spent that much money. You know.
Okay.
We don't know anyone like that.
Earmuff it.
But like, and by the way, like I get it, the LS1, the LSA, all super cool stuff, no doubt about it. This being such a rare motor, plus that LT5, the sound of it, the torque, the response, everything about it's such the better choice in my opinion, dude. That's the better choice.
It is just a world difference. And so it has direct injection and port injection. That's one of the big differences. So it has the benefit of direct injection when going at low speed, and then it shifts to port injection at a higher horsepower RPM.
When you're nailing it.
And then, of course, it's got a stronger forged crank. It's got some stronger bearings and stuff. And, of course, the much larger supercharger. And it's dry sump, of course.
Is that your dry sump tank?
Yep.
And then what do you go to? Transmission, rear end?
Transmission, yeah, it's got the T56 Magnum F. It's got a twin disc clutch, you know, quick time bell housing, all that fun stuff. Rear end, Ford 9-inch, 370 gears. It's a lot of fun if I, you know, keep it hooked up.
How about wheel? Are these Forge lines?
Yeah, Forge line wheels, 315s all around, so front and rear.
315s all around.
So with that D-Tech Extreme subframe, definitely has that width turning radius, so you can fit.
Because you can still go a full lock to lock, right?
Full lock to lock.
Yeah.
Sticking with one company, you know, everything fits together. Those headers were made for that subframe and that engine by Ultimate Headers through SpeedTech. So
yeah.
definitely a great choice to kind of make it easy. I did this all in a single car garage too, by the way. You know, that was challenging as well, but.
God bless you for having the patience. I mean, that's just tough, man. And then, so you said this is the DSE cage that goes through the car. Is it all bolt in?
No, it's welded in. Yeah.
You got big Willwood brakes on here all around.
6-piston fronts, 4-piston rear, 14-inch.
And your manual setup, right? There's no brake booster?
Nope, no brake booster, went manual.
Does your exhaust come all the way out the rear, or do you dump before the
Yeah, it dumps before, just so we can fully actuate the rear ends.
Yeah.
You know, and
And
I took it to a shop just to get that mounted up real quick. I want to, again, build a real nice exhaust system for this car. And get that figured out. But just get me down the road so I can actually enjoy the car the last few months.
The preference for what you like seems to change from time to time, and we all seem to agree the cars that we like the most are the ones semi-ratty in the sense that your focus has been on, let's get the mechanical on this car where it really drives, and like you're doing, go out and enjoy the hell out of it where, well, you hear rocks hitting it, you don't really care about it. I think unfortunately when people put more focus on the aesthetic of the car than the mechanical, oftentimes you get cars that just aren't really that great to drive, you know?
And I've always kind of kept the mentality, I want to keep as much of the original look as I can. I like the performance, the modernization of stuff, but you can't go wrong with the body lines that were, you know, tried and true. In 10 years, it's still gonna taste well when you look at it versus, you know, something that we've seen in the last few years, or, you know, something from the 2000s now almost is like, oh, what's that, you know? The idea I had for this car was kind of like, hey, you could buy a ZL1 Camaro from 1967 with modern amenities today. That's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah, I saw you even put the ZL1 back.
Yeah, back when I had the LSA.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get an LT5.
I was gonna say, you need to get a ZR1 badge and then have people go, what the hell is he
they'd go
about?
crazy with that probably.
This is all business in here, huh?
Dakota Digital gauges with the traditional look, Bluetooth radio, traditional look, all that stuff. I want to keep that.
Original door panels?
Yeah.
Are these originals or
These are from the junkyard actually, from the original car.
So
again, where do I want to put the money in up front first? Performance or look good?
I hear you. I love that you have a cable actuated old-fashioned e-brake right here.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I really need is a cup holder in this car. So I drive this to school.
Do you really?
Yeah, so I've just been trying to get it broken in. You know, I have a little over 1,000 miles on this drivetrain and still trying to get the transmission broken in and everything. And so I've just been, again, finding little gremlins in the brakes and this and that. So I've had to fix a few things, reroute some brake lines, all kinds of little stuff. But just kind of breaking it in, taking it to school and ripping around in the back streets in California, so.
Well, let's go do that right now. We'll get cameras set up and go drive. boy, 2 seconds of driving it, because trust me when I tell you, I've driven plenty of stock Camaros or Camaros with slightly upgraded suspension. Immediately it's noticeable that this is not a stock platform to the car. We're in the same wheelhouse, dude. I like when you keep the classic look of the car so we still know what it is, but everything that's antiquated on it is gone. It makes it so much more enjoyable to drive.
And it's pure car too. I mean,
oh yeah.
6-speed, manual brakes. I mean, yeah, it's got electric throttle, which was, took some getting used to.
Wow, this car sure feels good on the road, man. Yeah. Wow, you've done a great job, bro.
Thank you, yeah.
I mean, I like right away that, you guys have heard me say this in videos before, but there are certain cars I get in to start driving, and before the driving starts, I'm told by the owner, watch this, don't do that. I mean, there was literally none of that other than you wanting to make sure, obviously, legally we're being smart about it, but full lock to lock, no problem. There's no tricks to anything. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, there's none of the watch out for this and watch out for that.
Put your time and effort into the right stuff.
Boy, this car is set up nicely, dude. I mean, I'm barely hitting $4 grand. And
oh, yeah.
I know I'm not even coming close to hitting your car, but it's like, and you got this car set up really well, dude.
Thank you, yeah. Yeah, you definitely just want to keep pushing it, You're in that like, well, how far can I go? How close to that line can I get?
Yeah, sure.
You definitely want to get out into the country roads and have a lot of fun with it.
Just drives fantastic. I'm really impressed, man. So a lot of our viewers, I've heard it so many times, they love call it the more relatable build like this. There's some guy watching right now going, man, I could save up over the years and buy the suspension, then buy the engine, and
piece by piece, Start with a good platform and build from there, and that's what I wanted to do,
Yeah, that's the thing to me when a car's built right, whether you've put 50, 100 grand in or you've got $1 million or more in, so long as it's done right, this is what it does. It makes you smile. You get the experience of driving a car.
Yep.
That everything's doing what it's supposed to do, so you can actually enjoy just driving the car.
It's just so responsive, right?
Not just responsive though. Like I know about the dip there, And
oh yeah.
I started to slow. This car just eats it up.
Still breaking in the transmission though. It still has a little bit of a whine to it. Hopefully it'll go away in a few hundred more miles.
And we're taking a simple sweeper, and now I'm up at almost 60 miles an hour, and dude, well done. Like, not like I'm anyone other than another jackass with an opinion, but given that I do get to experience a wide variety of vehicles, I can tell you without a question, this is so properly set up. I like the little pops you get in between shifts.
Even in third. Yeah, I don't know if that's just an LT5 thing or what, but I love that sound.
Man, super responsive too. There's not a ton of delay in your drive-by-wire.
No, not a lot, yeah.
I tell you, I know paddles are faster shifting. Tell me there's any driving experience better than rowing gears, man.
Just raw. It's just pure car, right?
Yeah.
And I respect technology. I respect all cars, what goes into them.
Yeah.
But, this is just the sound, the feel, the manipulation that you put into the car. It's all you.
Yeah, I mean, the sounds, the smells, the shifting gears, the vibrations, all of it. I need all the senses hit, and your car hits all the senses without question. first manual trans car.
Yeah.
You're driving it great. You can tell you've gotten some seat time in here. It just makes so much power. But
Yeah.
I gotta say, that's a testament to, a lot of my friends use speed tech stuff and say great things about them. I mean, if you were on old suspension with this kind of horsepower, I think you'd be in a little trouble.
Yeah. Doesn't matter, third gear, fourth gear, just
No,
you want to go, you go.
You got so much torque available, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
And that rev limiter.
I tell you, dude, I love the sound of the LT4 and 5.
Yeah.
And the LT5 flat out sounds better. You can tell it's a different animal. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh yeah. Yeah, even in fourth gear, it's still cool. Still,
Fourth gear.
yeah.
Almost pushed John. Oh man, that's so sick.
That, my friends, is a proper built car. And I love that it's garage built. I love that Jake figured it out on his own, watching YouTube videos, working with his dad, and ultimately building a seriously badass street car, man. And top it off, he's out there serving our country. This is a cool guy, man. I'm stoked I got to meet Jake and his wife. And by the way, made the merch mention, but coming up December 10th, we're dropping our new shirt and our new hoodie. So I'll remind you a couple times, I promise you. Man, thanks for watching. Hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'll see you soon. Later.